Everything that humanity has done on this planet is in pursuit of happiness, is it so? Education, career, business, family, whatever you did, everything was in pursuit of happiness. What is happiness?
What does it mean to pursue happiness? In modern society, many of us believe that the pursuit of happiness is centered on the search for personal pleasure or fleeting enjoyment. However, American historian Arthur Schlesinger argues that it meant something entirely different in 1776. Instead of chasing happiness, they wanted us to practice it. If life and liberty already belongs to you as a citizen, so should happiness as the ability to flourish. Life allows you to exist, liberty allows you to choose. The pursuit of happiness allows you to live a life of contentment derived from self-fulfillment, eudaimonia. If you are dead, you cannot flourish. If you are enslaved, you cannot freely have a purpose.
At the time of the Revolution, the pursuit of happiness existed as a concept but was considered radical, especially in British society. The colonists believed that the rights were a gift from God and that it was the government's job to protect these rights, not to control them. These ideals contrasted with King George III and the Parliament, whose authority allowed taxes and laws to be imposed on the colonists, who at this time had no parliamentary representation. In response, the colonial leaders, through their delegates, sent petitions to the king to assert their rights, but their appeals were ultimately dismissed. Without representation, the colonists had no control. Without control, they had no autonomy. Without autonomy, they could not pursue happiness. To regain their control, the colonies united under one nation and began the revolution, taking back their freedom. The pursuit of happiness was revolutionary in 1776 because it established a government duty to support public happiness, emphasizing the nation's responsibility to protect the freedoms, goals, and well-being of its populace, rather than the serving of a monarch.
This idea was especially important for both of our communities, as life felt difficult and narrow. In the Philippines, ongoing issues of economic inequality and political corruption restricted the possibilities for common families. In South Korea, financial burdens, extreme work culture, and educational pressure often led to high rates of depression and suicide. For people who struggled in these ways of life, America was more than just another country. It was a place of refuge to seek new beginnings and a better future.
It was the same for my family and me. My mother and my father, who both resided in Korea, had their honeymoon in Guam. After his passing, my mother wanted to seek comfort in a place she could remember in, Guam. Because of US immigration laws, my mother was allowed to find her own way of solace through coming here. As for my stepfather, he lived in poverty his entire life, like many others after the Korean War. Despite having only $400 to his name, he sought the American dream by applying to many different positions and solely focusing on work for many years to become financially stable. It is thanks to the ability to come here, made possible by the pursuit of happiness, that my parents were able to seek fulfillment in their own ways. As a result, I now have the prosperity, education, and opportunity that wouldn't have been available in South Korea.
As for my family, my mother was the first to move to America in search of opportunity. If she stayed in the Philippines, she would be earning minimum wage, living in a house of 8 people, and being limited by the government's corruption. To people like her, America was known for the phrase, "the grass is greener on the other side." Upon moving here through a visa, she enabled me financial freedom, well-valued education, and personal autonomy that would be unattainable in a government built on exploitation. Despite being a single mother from a foreign country, she was able to thrive independently in a society that wasn't as patriarchal or corrupt due to the pursuit of happiness permitting her to come here. Her effort gave me a better life. Instead of being held down, I am now flourishing with the life I was given.
The United States has reportedly reached its lowest recorded rank on the World Happiness Report since the website's inception. But for a country that puts such importance on the pursuit of happiness, why is this so? When looking at recent news, what fills the screen is articles upon articles of immigration, violence, and ICE, as if we're beginning to repeat our history of exclusion through dehumanizing rhetoric such as illegal aliens, total shutdown of entrances for Muslims, and violent immigration institutions. They replicate the same brutality that immigrants in the past have faced. Does this not contradict our beliefs about government? Are we not all created equal? Do we not institute the government?
To improve and protect the pursuit of happiness, we cannot look at others and fear that their want for a better life may get in the way of ours. If happiness is a universal right, it is selfish to put our happiness over others. When we turn to acts of empowerment rather than enforcement, there was an increase of American progress. The ACA created a safer and more opportunistic base for immigrants. The Affordable Care Act made healthcare more accessible, and local institutions, such as soup kitchens or homeless shelters, provided support to struggling communities. What we need to do now to protect and improve the pursuit of happiness is to create more positive institutions. A nation only flourishes when its people do.